Hello, welcome in my analytical chemistry video lecture. In this video, we are observing the applications of spectrophotometry part 2. In first part, we discussed on the what is the instrumentation part of the spectrophotometer. In this video, we will see what are the applications of spectrophotometer. Now it includes instrumentation of single beam spectrophotometer, just revise, then principle of additivity of absorbance and simultaneous determination, spectrophotometric titrations, experimental applications like structure of organic compounds, structure of complexes, and some numerical problems. Now, in case of the instrumental part, just we revise here. This is the instrumentation part of the single beam spectrophotometer. It includes the mirror, source, lens to make the parallel beam, slit to select some part of the beam. This is the monochromator. It converts the light, or it select only the monochromatic light from the white light. This is the cuvette cell. This is the detector, and this is the recorder. Now, initially what happened? We kept the blank solution, and we observed that there is no absorbance, that is 100% transmittance, or we observe that we can adjust the zero absorbance or 100% transmittance to make whatever the color pigments are present in the solvent material of the glass, that is a test tube cell, whatever the light get absorbed, it can be neglected. Therefore we make the whatever the light transmitted or pass through the blank solution towards the detector, it makes 100% light, that is a zero absorbance. When we replace this tube by the solution, then it is observed that there is a absorbance observed in the recorder. Now this is the single beam spectrophotometer. We are not going in detail of the each and every part of the instrument because it is given in first part of the video. Now in double beam spectrophotometer, the monochromatic light get divided into the two parts. One part is allowed to transfer to the blank, and another part is allowed to pass through the sample solution, and therefore it gives the benefit for measuring the absorbance. We get the correct absorbance in the double beam spectrophotometer. Now this is the first application of the spectrophotometer, additivity of absorbance. The solution containing two or more than two components absorb radiations. Each component absorb independently. Now, according to the Lambert's law, we know that A equal to absorptivity into thickness. According to the Beer's law, absorbance is equal to the absorptivity into the concentration. And combined law is absorbance is proportional to the breadth of the thickness of the tube cell and concentration of the solution. That is A equal to epsilon. This is the molar absorptivity into thickness into concentration. But at constant B, we are using the absorbance is directly proportional to the concentration. Now this absorbance is additive property because whatever the color pigment present in the solution, the each and every colored pigment get absorb this radiation, and therefore we observe that the A is equal to total absorbance is equal to the A1 by the first component plus absorbance by the second component plus third absorbance by the third component and whatever like this, that therefore A equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus AN. Now with respect to this molar absorptivity, when we add the epsilon and concentration, therefore this equation makes A equal to epsilon 1 plus C1 for A1, for second epsilon 2 plus C2 plus epsilon 3 plus C3, like that. Now therefore the absorbance is the additive property. Now we can take another example as an experimental example here. Now initially what happened when monochromatic light is passed through the towards the detector, we observe that there is a zero absorbance. When we keep the solution initially, then we observed that there is a absorbance is observed at a 0.12, and we observed that this peak is for the first thing. Now when we add the same solution in 2 times, or the double concentration, or 2 times, then it is observed that when we keep here, the absorbance is observed in the instrument is at 0.24. Therefore, by two ways, by two solutions, absorbance becomes double. Therefore, the absorbance get added. Now, when we add the higher concentrated solution in this solution in the we observe that there is a change in absorbance. The absorbance get increases, and therefore graph the intensity of absorbance at that same concentration. The different higher concentration, we observe that there is a increase in the peak height. That is, absorbance get increased. This is the additivity. Now, in another example, suppose we are taking the solvent. Solvent has itself its own absorbance, and when we this absorbance, we keep this absorbance into the instrument, and then we observe that there is a absorbance. We observe that that is a 0.16. This is absorbance by the solvent only. And when we keep the addition of the colored pigment or make the solution, and this solution when we replace by the this first solvent solution by the solution of the colored component, then it is observed that the absorbance is get increased by, we observed that 0.51. Now out of this 0.51 absorbance, we plot the graph. It is a 0.51 absorbance for the solution, but when we plot the graph for the solvent itself, it gives the 0.16 absorbance. Therefore, by the component only, we can subtract this. Because of the additivity property of the absorbance, we observed that 0.35 is due to only the component. But if we make this solvent 0.16 as a zero absorbance initially, that is 100% transmittance, then we observe that instead of 0.51 reading, we observe that absorbance is 0.35, and therefore this absorbance is an additive property we can get. Another explanation of the spectrophotometer is a simultaneous determination. Now suppose that in the component, in the solution, two or more than two components are there which absorb the radiation, and we know that absorbance of each component, then one can find out what is the concentration of A and B. Suppose two components are there, what is the concentration of A and B, we can find out easily. Now this technique is used to measure the absorbance of mixture of colored solution simultaneously. Now we know that the equation, that is a absorbance at lambda 1 is equal to the lambda 1 A1 plus lambda 1 A2, and absorbance at lambda 2 is equal to lambda 2 into absorbance 1 plus lambda 2 into absorbance 2, because the lambda wavelength absorb at lambda 1 and wavelength absorb at lambda 2. Two wavelengths are there because two components are there, two lambda maxes are there. At that lambda max, one component absorb for both and another also absorb for both. Now if you plot the graph, then it is observed that for the first component, observe that this is the A1, that is the absorbance 1 for the first component at lambda 1. It is a higher value, but at lambda 2 it is a lower value. But when we observe the second component at both the wavelengths and we measure the absorbance, it is observed that for second component, the lambda 1 value absorbance is very low, but as compared to the at lambda 2. And therefore, these two absorbances for the independently. Suppose that these two elements solutions are mixed together, and it is observed that we observe that the graph observed for these solution, it is at lambda 1 and at lambda 2, we observe the two peaks. Now these two peaks are observed like this. First higher concentration is at lambda 1 and another peak is observed for the lambda 2. Now when we take the two solutions and independent, if you know the lambda 1 and lambda 2 values for the both concentration, then one can find out the unknown concentration for these solutions. Now for this, what happened with these equations, we have to find out we have to plot the graph for the absorbance for the both component at lambda 1, and this graph is for at lambda 2 for the both component. Now first component gives the higher absorbance for the first with the first lambda max, and this component, that is one component at lambda 2, it is a lower absorbance. Now in this way these graphs are observed. From this graph, from the slope of this, we can find out the value of epsilon 1 into at the lambda 1 and epsilon 2 at the lambda 1. This is epsilon 2 for the lambda 2 and this is epsilon 1 for the lambda 2. Now by substituting these values in the equation, one can calculate the concentration of first component by using this equation, and component of second from the second component. With this equation we can find out the unknown concentration. This is the most important application of simultaneous determination by using the spectrophotometer. Now third application is related to the spectrophotometric titrations. Now we know that the titration, in titration what happened, we are finding the equivalence point, neutralization point, end point by using the indicator, that is a volumetric method. But in case of this spectrophotometric titration for the colored solution, we observed that after certain concentration, when we mix together, the color change takes place, and due to change in color we can observe the absorbance suddenly change from the instrument, and one can calculate what is the equivalence point. By using the simple titration, equivalence point we cannot find out easily, because when we are using the indicator changes its color at the end point, but we are not observing the exact what is the equivalence point. We can find out the neutralization point, we can find out the end point, but equivalence point we cannot find out easily. But in some cases equivalence point and neutralization point is same, but end point is different. But in simple volumetric titration we observe the end point after the titration, and therefore we cannot find out exactly the equivalence point. But by using the instrumental methods like spectrophotometric titration, we can find out exactly the equivalence point of the titration. Now in case of the some example, suppose first example, we are taking the titrant here and we are adding the another solution from the burette continuously, and we observe the change in the absorbance. Initially what happened, uh, whatever we are adding from the burette, it interact or react with the solution from the cell, and there is no change in the absorbance takes place. But after certain time at one's point, what happened, it observed that the color suddenly change, and we observed that there is no there is a change in color, and we observed that this immediately the absorbance get increased. Now at this point what happened, as we go on increasing the addition of the solution from the burette, the color intensity of the solution goes on increases, and therefore we observe the increase in the absorbance. Now if we plot the graph of this, then it is observed that in first case what happened, we observed that initially there is no by addition of the solvent solution from the burette, there is no change in the absorbance, but after certain time it continuously increase in the absorbance takes place. Now after plotting graph, when we extrapolate this line, and this is the exactly equivalence point of the titration. In some cases what happened, initially absorbance go on increases, and after certain time absorbance remains same, and therefore at this point this is the equivalence point of the titration. In some cases what happened, the color of the solution get decreases, because from the burette we are adding the solution drop by drop, the color intensity from the burette solution get decreases, and absorbance may get the decreases, and continuously it go on decreases, and then after certain point it remains as it is, and we observe the straight line. Now when we extrapolate this straight line, we observe this is the equivalence point of this type of titrations. Now in some cases what happen, initially the one color is there, and after equivalence point the another color is observed. Now when we are adding the solution from the burette, the color intensity go on decreases, and after a certain time the another color starts to grow, and therefore we have increases the absorbance due to the another color, and therefore at this point also we can find out the exactly equivalence point of the titration. And this is the most important, because this is not happen in case of the simple volumetric analysis. We observe that after change in color, that is we stop the titration after this point, in this case after this point in this case, therefore exactly the equivalence point we cannot find out, we find out the end point, and therefore this is an important application as a spectrophotometric application in the titrations. Now in this way, in this video we observed the applications related to the simultaneous estimation, additivity, and the titration. The next application of this spectrophotometer is the experimental applications related to the find out the structure of organic compounds. Now, in case of the structure of the organic compound, some structures isomers are cis isomers, trans isomers. Now, in that isomer, what happened? We cannot find out exactly, but we can find the structure of the organic compound by using the spectral analysis by measuring the absorbance. Now, another application is related to the structure of the complex. Now, in case of the inorganic complexes, the color change takes place after addition of the metal, after formation of the complex, after completion of this complex. Now, at any stage, we can find out how much quantity of the complex get find by using the job variation method. We can find out what is the requirement of the metal and what is the requirement of the ligand to get the complete complex. Now, in this way, the structural as well as the complex formation application we can done with the help of spectrophotometric application. Another application is qualitative applications. We can find out the quality of the compound get changed. Nowadays, the spectrophotometer is used in the number of industries. It may be a pharmaceutical industry, color industry, chemical industry, dye industry, food industry. We have to measure the change takes place, color change takes place in the solution or food. At that where we can use the qualitative analysis to get the exact color of the solution or food or any chemical. Another last application is related to the equilibrium constant of the indicator. Now, there are so many colored pigments, naturally occurring pigments are there which have color, and at different pH it gives the different colors. And therefore, what is the equilibrium constant for an indicator? What is the K value? What is K value? These values, can we use this colored pigment as an indicator for the titration? For this purpose, we require the equilibrium constant value, and that equilibrium constant value is easily calculated or measured with the help of spectrophotometric analysis. Now, in this way, the spectral analysis method is a variety of the applications are there in the various fields, and therefore it is important. Now, in spectrophotometric part 1, we observed that electromagnetic spectrum, interaction with electromagnetic radiation, then mathematical expression for the Lambert's law, Bayes' law, and instrumentation part. In this part, we'll observe that again the single beam spectrophotometer, then principle of the additivity of the absorbance and simultaneous determination, and spectrophotometric titration, experimental applications like structure determination. In this way, we can study the spectrophotometric analysis the spectral analysis method. Now, this is the 2 part. Okay. Thank you for watching the video.